Hello, everyone. My name is Daniela Cantera, and welcome to another episode of Income Investors. With me today is Mo Zulfiqar with another exciting income pick. If you would like to read any more about what Mo writes on a regular basis, you could head to incomeinvestors.com or you can click the link to our website in the description below. When investors think about telecom dividend stocks, two names usually come to mind: Verizon Communications Inc., traded on New York Stock Exchange under symbol VZ, and AT&T Inc., traded on New York Stock Exchange under symbol T. Why? Because they are the household brands. Investors see them everywhere. These companies sponsor NFL games, their ads are always on the TV, and they have extensive wireless networks. But here's the thing. VZ stock and T stock aren't the best income opportunities. Sure, they are massive, but their dividends are underwhelming to say the least. In AT&T's case, there was even a dividend cut not too long ago. Look, this doesn't mean one should completely ignore telecom stocks. We are just saying that income investors should look beyond the top 2 or 3 names. Take a look at Cogent Communications Holdings, Inc., traded on NASDAQ under symbol CCOI, for example. It is quietly doing what these telecom giants struggle to do: growing the business and paying a rising dividend. Most likely, you haven't seen an ad for Cogent on TV or been to a stadium that's named after it. Nevertheless, CCO Stock seems like a very compelling opportunity in the telecom sector at the moment. So Mo, tell us a little bit about what does Cogent Communications do?
Thanks, Daniela. Cogent Communication focuses on providing high-speed internet access, data center colocation, and internet protocol or IP transit services to businesses, carriers, and government. At its core, Cogent runs a dedicated fiber-based internet network that connects over 3,500 locations in 292 markets and serves in 57 countries. Simply put, it is one of the largest and most interconnected internet networks in the world. And the main difference between Cogent Communication and other telecommunication companies is that it sells to large enterprise and wholesale customers who need reliable bandwidth. The main difference between Cogent Communication and other telecom companies is that it sells to large enterprise and wholesale customers who really need reliable bandwidth, and it avoids consumers that generally pay, a little and have a high churn rate. And Cogent also doesn't require big infrastructure, things like retail stores and, massive ad spend and so on.
I see something that income investors would really like. Cogent Communications has increased dividends for 51 consecutive quarters.
Now let's talk number here. At the current price, CCOI stock offers a dividend yield of 8.25%, paying $4.04 per share on annual basis. Certainly, the yield isn't as high you'd get, from places like business development companies or real estate investment trusts, but there's something significant to note here. Cogent Communication has increased its dividend for 51 consecutive quarters. That is impressive. The company's latest quarterly dividend for the second quarter of 2025 was $1.01 per share. In the previous quarter, it was $1.50 per share. This represents an increase of 0.5% quarter over quarter. Here's something else important to note. Cogent Communications management has made dividend a key part of its capital allocation strategy. And I think it's also worth noting too that the dividend is safe here. In its latest earnings report, Cogent generated $36.65 million from operation. This amount was significantly higher than the $19.21 million I reported in the same period a year ago. If you like what you see so far, check out incomeinvestors.com. While you're there, you could also sign up for our free special report titled 3 Income Stocks to Own Today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. You can find the link to incomeinvestors.com in the description below. And now back to the video.
Now, what's the outlook for CCOI stock?
Yeah, you see on the surface, CCOI stock seems to be in a very rough shape. Since early 2025, There's been a serious decline in the stock price. At the time of recording, CCOI stock is trading below its 50-week moving average and the 200-week moving average. This suggests, intermediate and long-term trends are pointing downward. Plus, CCOI stock has dropped below a major support level at around $50. And, I think it's important we remember the most basic rule of it, technical analysis here, and it's that when a support breaks, it becomes a resistance. But that's what the charts are saying. You see, from financial performance perspective, 2025 is expected to be a rough year for Cogent Communication, but numbers should improve in 2026. Also remember that the stock market is a forward-looking animal. Once there's even a slight whiff of the financial performance improving, I wouldn't be surprised if investors run towards CCOI stock. And there's one more thing that needs a lot more attention, and that's short interest. As per the most recent data, over 16% of Cogent's entire float, and float is shares available for trading, is short. This is a big number, making CCOI stock a contender for a short squeeze. With such a big bearish bet on CCOI stock, any good news would scare investors who are short. And the only way short investors can get out of their trades is by buying back the stock. If we see a large number of bearish investors flee their positions, this could lead to a spike in the stock price.
Thanks, Mo, for your insights. Mainstream telecom stocks like AT&T and Verizon provide sluggish dividends, while CCOI stock beats them by a very large margin. Here's what a shareholder gets with CCOI stock: a 8.25% dividend yield with 51 straight quarters of increases, a high margin business focus on customers with a low churn rate, real growth and cash flow, and management that's committed to shareholders. In a sector full of bloated giants, Cogent Communications is lean, focused, and investor-friendly. This could be the reason why it's so loved by institutional investors. As for the most recent data, 96.3% of all outstanding shares are owned by institutional investors. BlackRock Inc., the biggest shareholder of CCOI stock, holds over 6.6 million shares. That's it for today, and make sure to go to incomeinvestors.com to get our free special report titled 3 Income Stocks to Own Today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. Or you can find the link to our website in the description below. We'll be back with more income picks soon, so stay tuned. In the meantime, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye for now.